persons out there have been trying to get their opinions across to the leadership of the country and business people in the country, and they've been having their difficulties. I myself have taken these concerns and responses and put them in emails and sent them to the leadership of the country. And at the time, realizing that I was not getting some support or responses even from them on certain matters, I decided, look, we have to push a little bit harder here. Probably it is not what you're doing, probably it's how you're doing it. I've always been a solution-oriented person. I see a problem, and I don't just look at the problem. I try to always find creative ways to solve those problems. So, for example, as I've been in Montserrat now, returning from the U.S. in 2007, there was an issue where we noticed that there was, no youth basketball being played. And for lack of resources or lack of opportunities, we decided, look, let's start the mini basketball program. What was the mini basketball program? It was a camp for young children, both boys and girls, in 3 villages. We had one in Salem, one in Braids, and one in Lookout. And we met on the weekends. And what we did, give them the basketball skills that they needed so that they could advance and start local competitions. So we had little exhibitions. I want to say thanks to those parents who gave me that strength, that support to send their youngsters to me over the years. And now, several years later, you will see the best players on island, or the pinnacle of the sport, are some of these young men. Right now, the Wendell Allen is one of the players that I would have coached. I say good morning to his mother, Sharon Allen, from the community of Cudgehead and Baker Hill, who would always send her son down to the basketball program, and several other parents, not just singling her out, but Wendell especially, because Wendell was a leader from a very young age. And that is what a coach does. Sometimes I think Montserrat needs a coach in leadership, because you need to see talent, give them the support, those persons that have that talent to support, and give them the avenues and the guidance. Sometimes, Mr. Howe, we don't have the financial backing, but it is the connections we have and the networking that makes things happen. So, the basketball developments over the years, that's one area that I think that I've contributed to, and I've shown my ability to solve problems and to work with parents in difficult issues. Something that I observe right now, that my godchildren and some other children have spoken to me about, is the fact that currently, Mr. Howe and team, we are lacking some teachers at the secondary school. And to start solving some of those issues going forward, I'm not just going to wait until this team gets into office or have been elected. I've already started speaking to some of the retired teachers on island and engaging to see if they would be willing to come back out and support the secondary school program, because the secondary school where those children are being taught is the area that gives them the skills that they will be living not only in Montserrat but in the region and further in the overseas. So we have to give those children the proper educational foundation so that they will continue their learning, and of course after that be able to gain access into university. So if you're hearing me this morning and you're interested in supporting the MSS, I'm telling you, push yourself forward. Give a call, get in contact with me, and we'll put you forward so that you can assist those efforts at MSS, because our children are a reflection of us, and we have to support them. And it is important at this time that we give them that strength. We can't let this matter go on too far without pulling in the reins and getting a control. And it's a reflection of the government. Why is it now that teachers are short, and it has been a year, that these contracts are coming to an end, and nobody has said anything to it? Parents have also contacted me, and we're getting flustered because children are coming home and saying, I haven't done any work for the day. I had 1 class for the day. I had 2 classes for the day. So we're saying that this part of the United Alliance, we are solutions-oriented, and I, for one, will hold responsibility and push that agenda as it relates to getting teachers. I've also spoken to some of my alumni associations in the region to find out what are the availability of new graduates who are completing education programs, and how soon would they be able to slot some for Montserrat. And they're saying, look, once we find out what your needs are in Montserrat, we are willing to partner with you. And this is what the United Alliance is about. It's not just waiting until the end of a contract period. We're setting up the play so that things can happen in the future. And that's what a coach has to do. See your talent, spot your talent, talk about how are you going to improve, get to the next stage, and of course, set those plays up so that in the end, the country wins. And that is what the Alliance is about, making Montserrat win.
Jenzil, you introduced us to you, a former coach. who laid out some ways in which you can collaborate to get some improvements done. For example, at the basketball court, right now we see the struggle between the basketball players and the netballers, which really shouldn't be happening. I don't think it's fair for females to be scrambling to get a place to play netball if they so wish. How do you propose to continue this relationship? Because one thing we have with this team have said that we don't believe all the solutions lies within the British government. We have to be creative and go over there. And let me commend our leader, Mr. Mead, right now, who is in the UK, actually speaking to people instead of sitting around waiting, speaking to people. And of course, you hear this again, this person making these statements. Oh, he said that. I could vouch for it because I know from my where I sit that we have actually gone out and pursued these discussions with people because we recognize and understand that everything cannot be done through the British government only. So explain to the public how you see us working with these other groupings, private companies. I remember you came to me a couple of years ago and said, we need shirts for the team to travel. Government couldn't provide the shirts, but that was your approach. How can your company help me to get my team to look good out there? So just speak a little bit about those things.
Thanks a lot, Austin, for speaking about that. And Mr. John Spager, he was a former athletic director at the Danville Area Community College. He recruited me approximately 24 years ago. But he made a pact with us many, many years ago to continue giving youngsters from Montserrat who have the athletic ability to go out there and not only perform in the athletics, be it track and field, be it basketball, be it soccer, get that first degree, that associate's degree that will propel them to get further education. He has kept true to that word, and he has also promised that he wants this party going forward is going to lead this country, and they need his support. He will be there to continue those services as far as finding scholarships, sports scholarships, also in it relates to coming to Ireland and providing support, be it coach training, referee training, physiotherapy services, so that the sporting arena, all those players that take part in the sporting arena can develop and therefore raise the standard of play on Ireland. We have also looked as far as to get a Pro-Am League here in Montserrat, and a Pro-Am League would be a very big opportunity where you bring professional players and amateur players together on one team, and therefore the professional players get to groom those amateur players and bring them into a bigger standard, a better performance, show them the lifestyle of what a professional athlete does, and raise the caliber of basketball, for one example of discipline on Ireland. So those are some of the things that we have proposed and we will be taking forward, provided we get the support. The persons out there have said, yes, Jenzil, United Alliance has been active out there, but we need to make sure that we can't just talk about it. We have to do what we have to do on the October 24th date, the election date, vote the party in, and therefore, once we get that done, we can start to finish the things that we've started already in train.
Okay, Jenzil, thank you. And for persons out there who may have questions based on what Jenzil said, you can call us